I had simply provided this image into Bolt.New and it was capable of generating all the UI components. And with this new Bolt.New feature, I was able to generate this beautiful new UX where I can simply provide an image and it was able to autonomously generate all of these different animations as well as the code to all of these pages within a couple of minutes. It hasn't even been 2 weeks since I had made a video showcasing the new features of Bolt.New's fork called Ottodev, and we already have a huge new update. For the people who do not know what this fork is, it's a fork of Bolt.New's original repo by StackBlitz. It's fully open source and local, and it allows you to connect to local AI models without any paywall. This is a project created by the open source community, led by a new upcoming YouTuber called Qwen. Huge respects to him as he was able to crowdsource all of these developments by the open source community. Now for the people who do not know what Bolt.New is, it's an AI-powered web development agent that allows you to prompt, run, edit, and deploy full-stack applications. It's a great tool that we've showcased multiple times on this video, where I was capable of creating various sorts of apps, so I'll leave links to those in the description below. But now with this new fork, we have so many new updates even after the update video I had made 2 weeks ago, which is just insane how fast the community has been working on adding new things to this repository. In fact, this branch is 408 commits ahead of the original StackBlitz Bolt.New main repository, which is just insane to me. Let's first get started and showcase all of these significant updates a part of this release. This is where we're going to first talk about the introduction of folder imports. This is a button that is now accessible within this fork, and it's going to allow you to start a new chat by selecting an entire folder. This is where you can provide a full-on code base to Bolt.New, and it's going to be able to have context of it. So you can make edits to it, and you can have it so that it could continue chats by even importing your previous history or even exporting chats, so that you can even share it with other people. What's also cool is that it is now mobile friendly, which has a pretty nice sleek UI so that you can even use this on your mobile if you even wanted to. With this new release, you also have Together AI integration, and there's a provider implementation guide where this latest release introduces a new provider alongside detailed implementation as to how you can simplify the setup process and configure everything, where it showcases the provider architecture overview, the implementation steps, as well as the configuration patterns, as well as best practices. This is a subtle update, but this is a pull request that has been now integrated into the repo, and it basically improves the chat component by focusing on prompt input persistence, as well as performance optimization. It uses cookie-based caching so that it's going to ensure that prompts are saved across sessions, while debouncing techniques minimize unnecessary re-renders. So it's going to result in smoother and more efficient user experience, and it's going to be something that will definitely elevate your responses. Another small subtle update where they've added search chat support. Before, you weren't able to search between all of your previous task histories, but now you have the ability to search within the left-hand panel. It's just going to make it more convenient and just make it a better AI coding agent. There's a lot of other closed pull requests that have been already merged into the overall repo, like subtle new things like fixing the UX, UI design a little bit, improving backend functionality, and so much more. But now we're going to take a look at certain open pull requests that will soon be approved and added into the overall branch. Now, firstly, we're going to take a look at the addition of a new voice to prompt using browser API. This is a new feature that they're currently working on and soon will be added, where you're going to be able to prompt up responses into Bolt.New, and you're going to be able to have it generate based off of what you say as voice. Cole had also mentioned that they're working on having the ability to attach images to prompts, which is going to greatly elevate the functionality of this coding agent, where you can provide wireframes or just simple screenshots and have the AI even describe what's happening or even replicate that basic design. And this is actually something that is going to be available very soon. It's actually something that you can download today, but it's going to be integrated into the overall branch sooner or later, as they're currently working on refining it even better. But say if you want to actually take a look at some of these different pull requests that have not already been added to the overall branch, well, you can easily install it, and it's quite easy to do so. What you can do is you can head over to a random pull request you're interested in. You can click on this code button, and then you can check out with GitHub Desktop. Now, you can easily install it for your operating system. I'll go ahead and leave a link to this in the description below. Go ahead and install it and log into your GitHub account. Once you have done so, go ahead and click on Checkout with GitHub Desktop. This will open this up within the repository. You can go ahead and you can then have this URL cloned onto your desktop, and it will then open this up. You'll then see the pull request, which is the current branch you're going to be working with, and that's especially the one that we wanted to work with, which was the attach image to prompts feature. So what we can do now is open this up in Visual Studio Code. Once that's done, you can go ahead, click on the three dots and click on New Terminal. And from here, you can go ahead and install the new packages. I believe the install command is pnpm install. You can then install everything that is necessary. Once that's done, you can then start it up with the pnpm run dev command, and then you're going to be able to start this up within your local host within a couple of seconds. So we can then access this on our local host, and you are going to be able to have all the new features, such as attaching the images like we wanted from this pull request, which was easy as that. So now that I have gotten all of these updates out of the way, let's take a look at how you can install this locally. To get started, you're going to need to have the prerequisites fulfilled. Make sure that you have Git installed, and this is to easily clone the repository onto your computer. Make sure you have Node.js installed, Python installed, VS Code to edit the configuration environments, as well as an API key from any provider that you want to utilize. In this case, I'm using Anthropic to access the new Cloud 3.5 Sonnet model. Now, if you're going to be installing with Mac or Linux, make sure you have Docker installed, because this is another approach that you can install this with. Now, since I'm on Windows, I'm not going to be using the Docker Express way. I'm going to be running it without Docker with the pnpm command. So you need to also make sure that you have this installed. But now what we're going to be doing is getting started and showcasing how you can install this. If you're going to be running this with Docker, it's fairly easy. You're going to need to just simply go over to your composer. After you have cloned your repository, you just want to easily paste in the build command and the compose command, and then you're going to be able to run up the new fork quite easily within your local host. So first things first, head over to the GitHub repository link, which I'll leave a link to in the description below, as well as all the other links that I use in today's video. So go over to this repo, click on this green button, and click on copy to clipboard. Once you have done that, scroll back down to the installation guide, and what you can do is you can simply open up your command prompt. So go ahead and open this up and type in the command git clone, paste in the link, and click enter. Now, since I already have this installed, I'm just gonna showcase the commands and how you can easily install this. So now that you have cloned this, you can go into the Bolt.New any LLM folder, and that's by typing in cd Bolt.New -any -llm and click enter. Once you have done that, you can then click on copying this to your clipboard, which is the pnpm install command to install the dependencies, and you can simply paste this in and click enter. This will install everything that is necessary. Once you have done so, you can then go into VS Code, and then you can open up the Bolt.New directory that you just cloned. So go ahead and simply open this up. Go over to .env and rename this to only .env, and take out the .example part. Once you have done that, go ahead and paste in the provider API key that you want to be utilizing with Bolt.New. In this case, I'm using the Anthropic API key, so I'm gonna go ahead and paste this in. Once I have pasted this in, I can go over to File and click on Save. After you have set your API key, you can start the application with the run dev command, pnpm run dev, and then you can paste this in into your command prompt and click enter. This will start this up on your local host within a couple of seconds. So just give it a couple seconds, and you can see that it will provide the link to your local host, and then you can head over to this within your web browser, and within a couple of seconds it should load up, and there we go. What's great is that with these new branches, you have small new additions like having the ability to change the .env file directly within the browser. So you can go ahead and input your API key, for whatever provider you use. And we have so many new providers. We have Together AI now. You have all these different local AI providers like Llama as well as LM Studio, as well as using different root LMs like Grok. So now let's go ahead and test out this new image feature. Obviously it's not fully developed yet, but I want to take a look at it. This is where we're going to provide this note-taking app, and we're going to be providing the UX of it to Bolt and seeing if it can replicate it. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it, please replicate this image design for me, and we can go ahead and send this in. But like I mentioned before, you have the ability to import chats and input folders of your full code base, which is really cool. We're going to go ahead and send this in, and we can see it's going to start off by having all the files generated for it by first planning, and it's going to go ahead and also preview it afterwards within a couple of seconds. I had simply provided this image into Bolt.New, and it was capable of generating all the UI components. And with this new Bolt.New feature, I was able to generate this beautiful new UX where I can simply provide an image, and it was able to autonomously generate all of these different animations as well as the code to all of these pages within a couple of minutes. Now, I also recommend that you take a look at their roadmap because they have a lot of cool new things that they're focusing on, and it just goes to show how committed the community is on making this the best AI coding agent available. But with that thought, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video on all of these new updates to the new fork of Bolt.New. Huge respects to the community, and if you are one of these developers who have improved this fork, definitely comment down below and I'll definitely give you a spotlight in the next update video. But with that thought, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll leave all these links in the description below. Follow me on the Patreon so that you can stay up to date with the latest AI news, and as well as joining our private Discord. Follow me on Twitter for free daily AI news. Lastly, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and check out our previous videos because there is a lot of content that you'll definitely benefit from. But with that thought, guys, have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you guys fairly shortly. Peace out, fellas.